Hello, I'm Mark Schlero, the owner of MS Classic Cars. Today I'm here at Dynotech Tuning in Seekonk, Massachusetts with our absolutely awesome 1987 Porsche 911 Turbo, better known as Motor Werks Racing 930. This particular car is absolutely the best car we've had as far as a Porsche is concerned. It is simply awesome. This is one of 3 videos. Make sure you watch all 3 videos. I'm here today with my mechanic. He's the service manager, shop foreman, Michael Marcella. He's a lot more educated when it comes time for doing these kind of things. I want to say also thank you to the owner, Brian, for allowing us to do this here today. Something cool for me is this is the first time in MS Classic Cars history we've actually done a video of one of our cars on the dyno, so I'm pretty excited. I'm going to go now and let Mike explain to you about this particular dyno here in this car and kind of go over some of the numbers we've already done. And then of course once Mike is done, we'll get right inside the car and we'll make a live pull for you. Mike, go ahead.
Hello. First let me say the hat, it's cold today in Massachusetts, probably 38, 39 degrees. But we chose Brian's Mustang dyno at Dynotech because it is a load controlled dyno. Excellent for tuners. Anybody that's into tuning knows this is the way to go. It simulates the actual vehicle. So we put in an 87 Porsche 911 Turbo, and then it puts the exact what it takes to drive 60 miles an hour down the road, puts that into the calculation so you get a real number. Yes, Dynojet dynos will read higher, but you can't tune on a Dynojet like you can on a Mustang dyno. It's just electric dyno. It's incredible. So we did make 4 pulls so far. The car's on an M84. Paul, who also works at MS Classic Cars, has been learning to tune it with the M84. Doing a great job. Car's running great. We real conservative. We started at around 280 at the wheel. No timing. Really rich lambda numbers. Guys that know lambda numbers were like at the .687 number. No timing. Snuck up on it, was still rich. We're probably around 0.75, real safe, around 18 degrees of timing, and we went from 280 to 336.7. I think it's got a little more in it. We're going to try it in a few minutes. Let's see what happens, Mark. I think it's going to be great.
Can you also explain one thing, Mike, because I'm getting educated here as some other people might as well. Explain, like this is the last pull that you made here.
Yes.
336. So 336 rear wheel horsepower on this particular dyno equates to what in real time as far as the engine itself?
So
what is the engine pulling?
If you do the math, so a couple of things. So the 336 is actual numbers today in Massachusetts. It's cool, so you know we're going to get a nice number. It also has the correction factor, which some guys like to see, so that's around 320. The correction factor, the guys that understand it know that that's so that it's pretty universal. If I'm in a different place and it's hotter or colder, the weather's different. But so on this dyno, I would say I would add, if this was to a Dynojet, we've done it. There's a Dynojet right down the street, another great shop. It's about 13 to 15% difference. So you could add those numbers, probably be closer to 380 on a Dynojet. Here today, I would say this thing's probably making, I mean, you gotta have some driveline loss, 425 to 450. Okay. I think we're going to be in that 450 zone if you said actual engine numbers.
And that's pretty much what the magazine article that was written,
they're
S3,
they're on board with that. I believe it.
They said 425 to 450, so it all kind of makes sense to what they said. But seeing is believing, and one thing that I've learned in this business is a lot of people claim horsepower. It's just thrown around like it's, oh, my car's got 400, 500, 600 horsepower. But I thought rather than doing that with this car and just estimating what it could have based on what was done to it, how awesome would it be to bring it and show you here today. So anything else, Mike? Are you good?
No, I think we should let it rip. It sounds good. You guys are going to be excited.
I got some earplugs.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thank you. Great job, Mike. So explain to us here, once again, this number 336.5.
All right, so it repeated, which is cool. 336.5 is the actual horsepower today. Right now, the correction is 320.7. Anybody that's into this stuff knows that the correction is probably what people want to hear, but the actual dyno number right now is, I went for a ride, I'm 336 change at the rear wheel.
So we figure it's, again, around that 425 to 450 at the engine.
Yes,
and
definitely, especially on a Mustang dyno, because they do tend to read lower. Not a bad thing. Great dyno. It's a tuner's dyno. It's great.
And you had said that this is on the conservative side.
Yes.
So you think you could pull more?
Oh, I bet you there's not even 50 horse in it, but
another 50 horse.
Again, we're not Porsche experts. I've learned a lot. I know this stuff in and out. I just never really messed with a Porsche.
Right.
Or Paul. So what we did was try to look around what's out there, and I said, you know what, just stay safe. That was around 0.72. At the end, the actual air fuel number is right around 1090s. That's fat. I think if I went down to 1150 and the timing numbers are between 17 and 18, it's just pump gas. Right around the bar, a little over a bar, it's just about 15 pounds of boost. So that's only 15 pounds.
Right.
93 octane, fat, 11-to-1, and 17 change, almost 18 on the log. I bet this car take a few more degrees of timing, half a ratio air fuel out of this baby, 50 horse. Brian agrees. Brian does this for a living. He's an excellent tuner, and he said, Mike, there's 50 horse in there if you wanted to do it.
Right. But we're taking the conservative.
Yeah, and it's fun. I mean, it's driving around, it's fun.
Absolutely.
It's
all
fun.
right. Well, thanks again to Brian here at Dynotech Tuning, Seekonk, Massachusetts. We appreciate watching this video. Rock and roll.